NFL week 1. I'm going to have all your picks. I'm going to have all your predictions. I'm going to have your 5 and 10 team parlays. I'm going to have everything right now. But remember, the biggest information we have, the most concrete information we have comes in our late private text on game day. If you really want to narrow it down to the top best bets on the board, 3 or 4 quality plays, quality information plays, make sure you get aboard our program. Let's begin. Kansas City and Detroit. Since Kelsey may not be playing, I don't think he is, I'm going to lay off this Kansas City. I'm going to enjoy the first game, see how it goes. Expect a lot of points, though, in this. Even if Kelsey doesn't play, I think the game goes over the total. That's my opinion. Let's move on to Sunday. Bottom line, Carolina and Atlanta. I don't see really the Falcons getting the cover here. I think Carolina is the most underrated team in the entire NFL, actually, and their defense is top 7 in the league. I think Carolina really comes in, gets the outright win here. They don't need the 3.5, and I think the Atlanta Falcons are just overrated so far going into the regular season. And I'm not sold on their quarterback. I'm not sold on their receivers. I'm just not sold on the Falcons. The bottom line is Stroud is a really good quarterback for Carolina, and their defense can win games and turn the ball over. And I think Carolina is, they got the wrong favorite in the game. Cincinnati and the Browns. Everyone loves the Bengals. Best covering team in the last 10, 15 years of the NFL. The best covered team in the last 10 years, I know that. Top against the spread last year, once again, going to the Super Bowl. But really, is Burrow healthy? How's that ankle? I mean, listen, they are powerful, the Bengals. They are very, very good. And I have them going to the Super Bowl this year. And I think they really are going to take a step back in this game and be really conservative. Meanwhile, the Browns, if the Browns don't win and cover this game with Deshaun Watson, remind me never to play the Browns for the rest of the season. This is the game they need to win. They're at home in week 1. Bengals start slow all the time. I think it's the Browns' time, and I think they can really push the Bengals' defense to the limit, run the ball, and be able to throw the ball. And if Watson has a great game, a good game, at least an above-average game, Browns win. I'll take the 2.5. Jags Colts, I'm just going to tell you right now, this is a trap play, and the line's going the wrong way. I don't know much about Anthony Richardson. I know he's a rookie, and I know the Colts aren't good in the first week of this season. They're 1-13-1 against the spread, and I love the Jaguars this season, but I see this coming down to a 23-20 game field goal at the end of the game. That's the bottom line. It's a trap. The line should be 2. It opened up 3.5. The Colts are the right side. They can keep it within a number. Jaguars aren't like Super Bowl caliber team. They're going to blow them out. I mean, they look great. Public loves Jacksonville. They're backing them, but they're on the wrong side. Colts get the cover, +5. Here's another one. The Vikings minus the 7-6. Take 7. You'll be safer, and 7's a great number to take with the Tampa Bay Bucks. I don't know anything about the Bucks this year, but I do like their quarterback. I do like Baker Mayfield. And the bottom line is the Vikings are overrated just like the Chargers are, and they're one of the most bet teams in the NFL, most public bets in the NFL every week. They're overrated. Their defense can't hang into games, and they let up too many points. I don't trust Kirk Cousins. They're going to turn the ball over plenty. Dalvin Cook's gone. No way the Vikings should be laying this many points. Tampa Bay +7 all day. One of the tougher games of the week right here is the Titans and the Saints. I could see the Saints, Derek Carr stepping up and blowing out the Titans, who their offensive line is one of the weakest in the NFL. I can see the Titans running and being conservative and getting the job done and keeping it within a field goal. This is a very tough game. I'm not sure, but I'm going to back the dog. Steelers and 49ers. Everyone is talking Pitt. Plus the 2.5. When I first looked at it, I loved it. I realized Pitt's going, San Fran on the road, has to travel. Pitt is playing great preseason, played great down the stretch last year. Pickett, receivers. I like the Niners. I like the Niners big in this one. They're minus the 2.5, and the money's coming down to 2. Niners get the job done. Purdy's the real deal, and the Niners remember their opening game last year where they lost at Chicago. They remember that big time. Niners get the cover. Here's another one. There's just too many points with a bad team laying too many points. Bottom line, don't bet teams that are bad, but don't bet teams that are bad and lay points. Washington's up to 7 over Arizona. Who is Washington to be laying 7 to anybody? I don't care if it's the Cardinals. I do not care if it's the Cardinals. High-scoring game, too. Don't be surprised that Arizona puts up 2-3 touchdowns. Arizona plus the 7. Washington's quarterback, he really holds the ball way too long. McLaren's not playing for why. I mean, listen, don't lay points with a bad team. Washington is not that good. They're a better defensive team. I know Arizona's bad, but they will cover the 7. Here's another high line this week. The Baltimore Ravens is up to 10. The Ravens are up to 10 against the Texans. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying there's a new offensive coordinator. Lamar Jackson hasn't really played and gelled in a game lately. 10, way too many with Harbaugh, who's conservative. They like to run. New receivers. Listen, the Texans are out to play. They came week 1 last year, played to a tie, getting points, and they're going to come with it this year. Okay, and then Dameon Pierce is a really fierce running back. They will run the ball and be able to run and sustain drives enough to keep them within 10 against the Ravens, and that's my team, the Ravens. Ravens aren't covering 10. Packers, Bears -1. I'll lay it, and all the money's coming in right now on the Packers. I do not believe in Jordan Love. I do not believe they have great receivers whatsoever. The Packers, they're getting old. The Bears played pretty good down the stretch. And the bottom line is the Bears are a better team this year than the Packers. I don't care what you say. Not a huge play, tough game, but I think the Bears get it done, and they get the 1-point win. I mean, they're going to win by field goal. Raiders, Broncos, what a disgusting game to watch. I really don't even have an opinion on this one, although I got to lean towards the Denver Broncos, and I've got to lean towards Russell Wilson bouncing back, being absolutely, he was embarrassed last year. Russell Wilson, new coach, lay the points with the Broncos, but no more than 4. I would not lay more than 4 with the Broncos. Not a big play at all. Eagles, Patriots, I know it looks like a trap, and I know the line is low, and it's down to 4, 3.5 in some spots, and this could be a trap. But I really do not see the Patriots hanging with the Eagles. I just don't see it. I'm not playing it big. It might be a trap. I'll know more later in the week, but I'm not buying it. I'm not taking the Patriots for sure. Dolphins are going to go into LA and just absolutely smack the Chargers around. The Chargers have the worst coach in the NFL, I think. He is horrible. Justin Herbert, he's solid. Mike Williams, solid. But their defense is not going to be able to control Tua and those receivers, that's for sure. And the Chargers, the most overrated team. Everybody loves to bet the Chargers. They get more money bet on them every week in the NFL than even the Dallas Cowboys. Miami plus the 3, I'll be happy to take it. This game's really the hardest of the week. Rams and Seahawks. I really don't know where to go with this one. Someone can help me out, put it in the comments. Rams without Kupp. They have no defense. They have no offensive line whatsoever. I can only see the Seattle Seahawks covering, but Geno Smith, had a great year last year. They gelled. They're a good team, solid. They'll be solid at home with the crowd. I don't see the Rams really staying in this game. I mean, it is revenge. I mean, Seattle beat them twice last year. This is such a tough game. I think it's the hardest of the week. The Giants are beating the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. I can tell you that. They're plus 3.5. The Giants are winning that game. And then the Jets on Monday, I'll be glad to take the points with the Jets, who are you could either say they're overrated or people are going to say they're underrated. I say they're underrated. Their win total's 9.5, which is very high for an AFC East AFC team. So lines makers must love them. I love them on Monday night. Jets plus the points against the Bills. I will have your top selections on game day. If you're a serious player, remember, totals are key the first week. Game plans, lines makers, and people in the know. They know game plans. They know who's going to use the hurry up offense, what their game planning is, how much they're going to run the ball. That's very key with totals. Totals don't move until closer till about, when practices happen, till about Friday or Saturday. I'm going to have the best bets on Sunday. I'll have your lock of the week as well, which won in preseason last week with the Titans. Don't miss out this weekend. I'm going to bounce back in college football, and I'm going to give you your 5-0 in the NFL for Sunday via text. Let's go.